had yet. Let's have Worcester. Dave.
Good evening, Nick. Regarding the demonstrations today, fundamentally they're wrong. Well, they're well intentioned, and they're right not to trust the government or any of its agencies.
Yeah. Well, they've proven themselves to be untrustworthy.
Yeah, regardless of the virus, and therein lies one of the major problems that we're facing. That for decades, all our lives, we've been told to adversarial system, every man for himself, to compete against each other in their venal, greedy, selfish, elite racket game. Now, when we need to pull together collectively, perhaps against a so-called common enemy, which no doubt it is, it's virtually impossible for this society to do it because of
I disagree.
The
We've been doing particularly well, considering that all of our lives have been changed right in front of our faces, and the future that we dreamt for ourselves is no longer available. I think we've done very well.
Well, our future has been bought and sold decades ago to our industries. But herein lies the facts. You say about Sweden, you're quite right. But it's no surprise, and I'm not advocating these societies, no surprise that the more authoritarian dictatorships, China, Thailand, Vietnam, they've eradicated the virus, right? Because they are a collective society.
We don't really know because of the nature of those countries. We've got no idea what's happening in China other than what we hear from China.
You could say the same about our people that pump out the propaganda from the best propaganda unit in the world, the BBC. They've been pumping out.
Do me a favour. The all-powerful BBC. I mean, is that really who you're blaming for this? God, you people are out of your minds. The actual power in the media in this country is about 3 billionaires, all of whom don't live here. What are you talking about?
Well, I'll give you an example. One of our best writers, George Orwell, he worked at the BBC, and Room 101 was actually the room where he worked.
Yeah, it was completely unremarkable, Room 101.
No, he hated it. He hated the BBC. He knew then it was run by a cabal of privately educated freaks. He got out. Plenty
enough, Dave. Go shout in a box. Blow up a paper bag and put your thoughts in that. God, painful. The BBC. Yeah, that's the problem. If only this country had enough right-wing media outlets, then we'd really be getting somewhere. Because at the moment we've only got the Sun and the Sun on Sunday and the Express and the Sunday Express and the Times and the Sunday Times and the Sun. Did I mention the Sun? And the Telegraph and the Sunday Telegraph, and every paper that anybody reads is right-wing. And the Mail, of course, the most powerful of the lot. All owned by offshore billionaires. And he's whining about the BBC. John in Rill. Hey, Rill, just up the road.